What if Goku was reborn with his powers and memories part 4? Now, if you guys remember, we easily smashed the 300 like goal, so I hope you guys enjoy a 30 plus minute long video. Anyway, let's hit 10,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later. Now, taking the events right after King Cold and Cooler, Goku and his friends have all enjoyed time of peace. Now, as you guys know, Raditz and Nappa, they do want to know Super Saiyan 4 next. Now, with some training, Goku would actually help his brother Raditz, and Nappa included, learn how to go into Super Saiyan 4. Now, this is over the course of the next couple of years that this would take to happen. And then, now that they're all set up to go, Goku would then focus on his son Gohan. He knows how much potential that his son has, and he knows that his son could be the strongest out of all of them. Now, of course, Goku still keeps his training up, and Goku was actually kind of excited to go fight Majin Buu again. Now, as Goku knows how that one day it will turn into Oob, which he still does kind of want that wish. But he does need to be careful because of the Dragon Balls. As if they use and kind of, overuse the Earth's Dragon Balls, then the Shadow Dragons might appear. But Goku at this point knows that he probably can take the Omega Shenron down, but it's still the same concept. He doesn't want that to happen, because then the Earth might be doomed to explode as well. And that's just something that he doesn't feel like going all the way through again. Now, of course, he still does train Gohan, and him and his son train together, for father and son time. Now, Gohan still does do his studies, all that happens the exact same. Since there is no androids and no Cell, 7 years have passed. Now, Goten was actually born a little bit earlier, so you can just say that he's about 2 years older. So instead of him being about, like 7 to 8, you could just even it out to about 10 years old. And you can say that Trunks is about 11 as well, 11 to 12. Now, obviously, Vegeta's with Bulma, and Raditz has his own child as well, and she's a fighter as well. Nappa doesn't really have anybody. He doesn't really see it as dating. He doesn't feel like doing any of that, which is fine. And he's older anyway. Nappa at this point was probably in his late 40s, potentially 50s, so he's potentially in his 60s at this point, so he doesn't really care about any of that stuff. Now, Goku knows that Babidi will be showing up very shortly, and he does know that Buu can become good. He knows that there is the good Fat Buu, not to mention there is good Oob. But he thinks that they would have to use the Namekian Dragon Balls to maybe do that, but that's for a story later on. Now, Goku would be ready when Babidi shows up. They all show up to the tournament. Goku keeps this knowledge to himself. Now, the Supreme Kai still does show up. Now, once the Supreme Kai does show up, Goku would still meet him, and Goku already knows everything about him. He knows about the Elder Kai and everything else, which Supreme Kai was pretty surprised. How does Goku know all about him? That doesn't make any sense at all. But Goku would actually tell him, well, being honest with you, and he would explain about how he lived his whole life before and now he's living it through again. He doesn't know how or why, but he knows a lot about the Kais and everything else, and how he knows that you guys are good, and he's here to help you guys out against Majin Buu. Now, Supreme Kai would think, well, if that's the case, then we do need help with him. And Goku states, but there is one thing that I do want in return, is I do want my son Gohan to be trained by you guys. Which the Supreme Kai thought, well, it was an odd request, but Goku states that my son has amazing potential, and where I came from in my time, he became the strongest out of all of us training under you guys, and I know that he can do it again, because he's even stronger than he was before. So the Supreme Kai would agree, and Babidi would still show up, and we would still have our tournament here. Vegeta obviously wants to fight Goku. Now, Vegeta still does have a grudge against Goku here. Even though Vegeta has Super Saiyan 4... at this point, probably even like Super Saiyan 2 at this point, but he doesn't really need it. Super Saiyan 4 is the pinnacle. That's all he needs. He's still mad that he could never beat Goku in a fight. I mean, it infuriates him. Now, Goku's tried his best to become friends with him and maybe try to snuff out the evil in his heart, but I think you all know what's going to be happening very shortly here. Now, going into the Majin Saga, we do have the two guys who would show up. I think his name's Yabu, whatever it's called, or Beto, and they would still show up, and they would still try and take the energy. Now, Goku, at this point, actually remembers where Babidi's place is, so he doesn't necessarily need the energy. They would quickly get murdered, and very quickly, Goku would just follow them with Supreme Kai, Vegeta, Gohan, Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta. So they go with the whole team, fly over there to Babidi's ship, go inside, and most of the events would happen the exact same, with them easily handling any threat that's in their way. Now, Goku with Yatcon, it would be faster because he has more energy. He can just burst and he's fine. Now, going into Dabura now. Now, Gohan would actually go fight Dabura. And if you guys remember here, this version of Gohan is still in, by the way, he's still in high school. He still meets Videl and all that happens the same. But this version of Gohan is insanity. And here's why. Everybody knows how powerful Gohan is. Now, Gohan at this point already has Super Saiyan 2. And I think you guys know what I'm going to be saying next. He does have Super Saiyan 4. As you guys remember, Goku never removed his tail. He knows that he might help his son Gohan become a Super Saiyan 4. Now, Gohan can become a Super Saiyan 4, and he can control it just fine. He is an adult now. He can do it. He's insanely powerful. In his Super Saiyan 4 state, Gohan, I would say, is near the level of probably, I would probably say, probably Buuhan, potentially, is when Super Buu was absorbed. It's easily for Gohan, and there's no fighting back for that one, especially with his potential. He's been trained way more in the original. And not to mention with Super Saiyan 4, yeah. So that's nerfing Gohan a little bit. Now, Goku's far superior than that. Now, Dabura has no chance against this version of Gohan. Even in Super Saiyan 2, he could easily beat him, which he does, though. And Babidi's a little bit worried, and he's like, okay, well, now I'm in a bit of a problem. So, he has an idea. What are the two darkest souls that he can try and take over? Well, it would be Nappa and Vegeta. Now, he would try to attack Raditz, but Raditz would actually be able to beat it. Now, Raditz changed his life. He's never held a grudge against Goku. He's a happy married man. He has changed a lot. He's still a Saiyan, but he's not evil or malice anymore. Now, he did take over, and Raditz obviously was able to beat it. He overpowered it, bursting into Super Saiyan 4. Now, Nappa and Vegeta both go Super Saiyan 4. And even though Nappa is, quote-unquote, a good guy, I'm just going to say in this what if that just because he's a little bit more evil, just in general, than probably Vegeta would be, he is able to be taken over. And Vegeta allows himself to be taken over because he wants to fight Goku. So you now have two Super Saiyan 4s with the M signal on their head, and which is terrifying. Now, Babidi was beyond thrilled. These Super Saiyan 4s were even stronger than the original Majin Buu that he remembers. Now, he thinks that if Majin Buu can absorb these two beings, he will become unbeatable. So Babidi does take that in mind, and Vegeta obviously points his finger saying, I want to fight you, and Nappa would even want to fight Raditz, because Nappa might even hold a grudge against him for beating him all those years ago. So Goku would look at Raditz and say, I want you to handle Nappa, and I'll handle Vegeta. Now, they will go their own ways, and this will be the famous battle we all know. Now, obviously, Vegeta was a lot stronger than he originally was as a Super Saiyan 4, because of the magic boost your body to its limit. But at the same time, Vegeta has no chance against Goku. It's not happening. Goku is way too powerful, but Goku would maybe try and see if he can give him a fight a little bit, as Goku does want Majin Buu to come out, which is, you know, realistically, because he wants to see if he can get Oob to be reincarnated, because he knows that how powerful Oob can become, but first is to get Fat Buu first. So that's exactly what he does, is he suppresses himself and fights Vegeta head-on for the entire fight. Now, of course, Raditz would also be on his own, fighting Nappa, and they would actually be pretty even in their battle. Their battle would be very similar to Goku versus Vegeta. They would be completely even, and it would be a very intense battle. Now, Goku here would obviously beat down on Vegeta, and Goku would tell him, saying, look, Vegeta, I could have ended this fight anytime I wanted to. You cannot beat what I am. Now, Vegeta was furious. Now, this is when Majin Buu comes out. Now, once when Fat Buu comes out, he would try to fight Gohan, but Gohan would actually be able to handle him until Buu would absorb him. Now, Gohan would be going into Super Saiyan 4, and he would easily beat around Fat Buu, beating him up, until Babidi tells him what to do and what they planned. So that's exactly what happens. Gohan cuts a piece of him off, and Fat Buu ends up absorbing Gohan. Now, once when Gohan was absorbed, I'm going to just say that he looks like Buuhan, pretty much. Goku would sense a massive surge of power erupt, and it was because Buu absorbed Gohan here. Now, I guess you can call it Buuhan, would show up and go see Raditz and Nappa. Now, Raditz and Nappa were both exhausted from their battle, and now Babidi has told Buu that, hey, I need you guys to be able to absorb both of them and get even more stronger to fight that main Saiyan. And they don't, and obviously both of them would try to fight, but Buu would just end up absorbing them as well. And now this is a problem, because Goku would stop Vegeta and say, wait, he just got even stronger, and he doesn't sense Gohan, Raditz, or Nappa's energy anymore. Now Vegeta doesn't care, but Goku would give him a speech and tell him, saying, look, Majin Buu is a danger now. He's absorbing all of our friends. Can you just put your pride aside for one time, and we can actually work on beating him? Now Vegeta would then smirk and say, fine, whatever you want to do. Now Goku would give Vegeta a Senzu Bean. Goku didn't need one. And now that is when Buuhan arrived. We're still going to say Buuhan. Now, once when Buu arrived, he had tremendous power. Obviously, at this point, he is way stronger than he was in the original. I mean, even Gohan himself in Super Saiyan 4 was way stronger than Buuhan. So adding in the fact that he absorbed Gohan and Raditz and Nappa Super Saiyan 4, and they're all kind of closest to Gohan, that just goes to show how powerful this version of Buu is. He is easily stronger than Vegito. He's very OP. Now, during this time, Vegeta would then help Goku try and fight, but Vegeta would end up trying to get absorbed. Goku would try to grab him, but it was too late. Now Goku has a problem. Goku knows that he has to get absorbed and go into his body so he can free all of them, and then he can free Fat Buu as well. And he knows that that will bring out Kid Buu, but he knows that he can easily beat Kid Buu no problem. I mean, even in his base form, he can easily beat him. So Goku would fight Buuhan. We're just going to keep on calling him Buuhan just for the what-if scenario, just because it makes sense to call them that. And I don't feel like sitting here calling him Vegeta-Han or whatever you want to call him, Rada, Nappa-Han. But so with Buuhan would begin fighting, he's way more cocky, and he has tremendous power here. Their fight would be legendary, as they would trade blows back and forth. Goku would actually have a pretty fun time fighting him, as he's way stronger than Vegito currently. That was in Dragon Ball Z. It's a pretty fun battle for Goku. But Goku was far superior, and not to mention here, Goku is still holding back, as he does want to keep on beating down on Buu, so Buu can absorb him, and he can go in there and free him. Now Goku knows that he can do the Ki Shield around his body, and it will protect him. Very similar to what Vegito did, but Goku's not held on by magic, so. Now Buuhan would still fly in and continue to attack Goku, but not much of a challenge for Goku here. Goku would kind of make fun of him and taunt him like how Vegito did. So if you want to imagine a fight between them, just imagine Vegito versus Buuhan, and that's pretty much the fight between Goku and this version of Buu. Now Buu does have a lot of abilities now and a lot of moves that he can use, but Goku would still easily be able to overpower them. Now Buuhan would be furious, as he would charge a full power Final Flash, which is what Vegeta has, and this move is dangerous. It's a very powerful technique, and it can skyrocket your power level. Now Goku at this point would then fire his own Kamehameha times 10, and it would easily overpower the Final Flash and nearly kill Buu, leaving him in pieces. Now Goku does form a Ki Shield around himself, as Buu would then laugh and absorb Goku. He was beyond happy that he was able to absorb him, taunting him, like Majin Buu, Big Bad Buu, and Goku would be in his body, and he would have the fun adventure traveling all throughout his body to find the egg sacs. Now once when he finds the sacks where all the guys are, he sees Gohan, Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, and all the other guys, he also sees Fat Buu. And he knows that, okay, this is what we're going to do here, and this is how we're able to free him. So Goku would then start cutting off all the eggs very quickly and freeing them, and even Fat Buu. Now Majin Buu would start screaming as he would start transforming into Kid Buu. Goku would throw everybody out and free everybody. Now once when that happens, he would watch as Kid Buu was formed. Now Goku would smirk as he was kind of excited to fight him again. He would actually talk to King Kai and talk to the Namekians to get the Dragon Balls ready, as he does have a wish, and he tells them to just trust him. King Kai would be kind of suspicious, but he understands. Goku would begin his fight with Kid Buu, and he would have a really fun time. And he would actually tell Kid Buu, saying, I remember when I fought you the first time, how you were my strongest enemy. I've never met somebody like you, but I know that you will be reborn as somebody good one day. And that's exactly what Goku does. As Goku would then charge a full power Kamehameha, Kid Buu has no chance against this version of Goku here. Goku would then make sure to tell King Kai to get the Dragon Balls ready. He would fire a full power blast and completely incinerate Kid Buu. Now the Namekians would make the wish that that Kid Buu would be reincarnated as a good person one day. And the dragon would glow and say, okay, and he would then disappear, flying off. Now, Goku was content as he knows that he will find Oob one day in a couple more years, and he will be able to help him grow and become an amazing fighter when Goku's not going to be around. Now, Goku thinks, okay, so we're not going to be using the Dragon Balls anymore. We've only used the Earth Dragon Balls maybe once or twice, so there shouldn't be any evil within them, and even if they do come out, I can handle them no issue. Now, Goku thinks to himself, now there's really no other threat to really worry about, other than maybe, just making sure that everything's alright in the universe and helping out. And he thinks that, well, there's finally peace. Now, as we all know, a year or two passes. And far off into another planet, a certain cat was sleeping, and it was Lord Beerus. He awakens from his slumber, as he did have a dream about a Super Saiyan God, and how it was a true fighter that can give him the fight that he always wanted, a true rival. He would tell Whis all about it, and Whis would then showcase all the Saiyans and how powerful they've become. They've even got a new form, and everything else. Now Goku states, what? A Saiyan defeated Frieza? Now they must be pretty powerful then. And Whis states, yes, my lord. He also killed Majin Buu, and Frieza's brother and father as well. Now Beerus was very interested in this Saiyan. He wants to meet him. And he would do just that. Now, Goku would not be on King Kai's planet. He would actually be with his friends and family, enjoying Bulma's, 38th birthday party. And Bulma would have it on her yacht/ship, and they would all have a good time. But then Goku got a little bit serious as he senses something coming. As then Beerus would arrive. And Beerus would explain who he is, and that he is the god of destruction, and he's looking for a Super Saiyan god. Now, Vegeta was absolutely terrified. Vegeta would tell Goku who Beerus is and what he is, and that he's the most dangerous being ever. He's even more terrifying than Frieza and more terrifying than Buu. Now, Goku can sense the raw pressure that he is getting from Beerus. He's never felt anything like this before. But this got his blood pumping. He was really excited. If he was able to fight this version, this got his blood pumping. Now, Beerus was very interested in Goku. He would walk around him, kind of inspecting him, seeing what he looked like. And he was like, so you're the one that defeated Frieza? Which Goku would say, yes, I did. And he would say, well, I want to fight you. And I want to see how powerful you are. Now, Goku knows that he's never met somebody like Beerus before. Just his atmosphere and how he looks at him is different. So, he would showcase Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and his final form, which is Super Saiyan 4. Now, Beerus was very impressed. He's like, you are very, very powerful. I've not met a lot of beings that are as powerful as you are. Now, Goku at this point, as you all have been wanting to know for so long, how strong is Goku here? How strong is he as a Super Saiyan 4 right now in basically Dragon Ball Super after getting a whole Reborn? Well, Goku at this point, in terms of power, he is probably as strong or stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku or Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta in the Tournament of Power. And that's not far-fetching Goku in terms of he had a whole lifetime of training again, so he is extremely powerful. So, he's way more powerful than his God of Destruction, than his Super Saiyan God self. So, he would begin his fight with Beerus and actually give him a pretty decent fight. But Beerus still wanted more, and he knows that this world doesn't even possess God Ki. And he's this powerful, so imagine if he had it, he could be a real challenge. So, he doesn't care about the Super Saiyan God, he thinks that he must be a Super Saiyan God somehow, even though there's no God Ki. Goku would actually lose. Goku would actually lose the battle because you guys know Beerus is too strong for this version of Goku. And Goku was actually happy that he lost. He's never met a match like this in so many years, and he gave him everything that he had. Even trying to mix Kaioken with Super Saiyan 4, pushing it to times 10, it was still not enough to beat Beerus. But Goku did get some few solid hits in, and Beerus was way more than satisfied. Now, Beerus would actually offer Goku that, hey, if you want, you and Vegeta, you can come to my planet and you can train. And Goku states, what about my son and my other brother and them? And he's like, well, I'm only going to allow so many people on my planet. And he says, you know, and which Goku understands. And Goku says it might be better to always have somebody here in case something happens if me and Vegeta are gone. Not to mention, Gohan at this point knows that Vidal's pregnant, so he's not going to go. And would Nappa want to go? Yeah, but he doesn't really like this Beerus guy. He doesn't want to spend any more time with him as is, and he's going to keep on training on his own. He doesn't want second help. And Raditz would want to go, but at the same time, Launch would yell at him, telling him, no, you have to be a dad and do your thing. And he'll protect Earth while Goku's gone, and he'll get that training another time. So, during this time here, Goku and Vegeta would then go up to Beerus' planet. And they would both begin their grueling training. Now, back on Earth, the Dragon Balls would be used once more to wish back Frieza. Now, once when Frieza was brought back, they would explain everything that has happened. Even his brother was able to go into a golden state. Now, Frieza states, well, if my brother trained for a whole year and couldn't even beat them, then I have to train even harder. Not to mention, he was able to give Beerus a run for his money. I need to train like never before. So instead of Frieza in the original training for about 3 months to get to his golden state, this version of Frieza would train for maybe twice or 10 times, way more than that. Instead of 3 months, Frieza would then train for about a year plus, which is a long time for Frieza. Now Frieza at this point is way stronger than his original self here. You could probably say that he's as strong. Now, he has mastered his golden form. There's no fifth form, obviously, because that's Cooler's form. Now, would they want to wish his brother back? Frieza said, well, I would want my father back, but nah, I'm not worried about it. I want to be the only apex predator in the universe. So Frieza would then train his golden form. And all while Goku and Vegeta, they're still training on his planet, learning God Ki and such like that. Vegeta actually gets rid of the Super Saiyan 4 state. He likes the form, but learning Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, it does provide more power for him, and not to mention, he can actually, use God Ki in this state, not Super Saiyan 4. But Goku sees it differently. Goku wonders if he can mix his God Ki with his Super Saiyan 4 state, if that is possible. Now, we states that it is very well possible. If you could do it with a Super Saiyan, you could mix it with the Super Saiyan 4. But maybe that's for something to happen later on, as Goku still needs to train for that. And Goku understands, and so the same exact events with the Resurrection F Saga happen the exact same. With Frieza showing up, all the Z Fighters fighting the Frieza's men. Just the difference here is Nappa and Raditz, they would be fighting Frieza, and actually put up a pretty a pretty decent fight, but even against, I would even say, when Frieza goes into his final form, his fourth form, they can't beat him. He's way too powerful, especially training for that long. The only person who could maybe give Frieza a kind of meh battle is Gohan, because Gohan here has Super Saiyan 4 mixing with Mystic, pushing his potential and limits to higher lengths. Now, Gohan would actually give Frieza, fourth form Frieza, a pretty decent battle, actually. Gohan's not a weakling. He never stopped training. He would actually push fourth form Frieza pretty well. Now, not enough to use Golden, of course, but they fought pretty much almost to a stalemate. Now, Frieza was excited that he was able to fight and, have fun while he's waiting for Goku and Vegeta. Once when Goku and Vegeta arrive, Vegeta wants to fight Frieza first, but Frieza wants Goku first. They would begin their battle, and base form Goku obviously is actually stronger than fourth form Frieza, and it would be a pretty similar battle to the original. They would just kind of trade blows back and forth, but Goku obviously had the upper hand in their battle. Now Goku would state, "You're hiding something, aren't you?" And Frieza says, "Very well, I'll show you." Now Frieza would then showcase his golden state, and which is his golden Frieza form. Now Goku would smirk and state, "You look just like your brother when you did that, and your power level is insane. Like, you know what, if you were not such a bad guy, you'd have been a perfect sparring partner." Now, if you guys remember here, Goku would then go into Super Saiyan 4, and the two would begin their battle. Now, Goku at this point is actually a lot more powerful than Frieza. not much of a chance that Frieza has against this version of Goku, especially since he has, God training now with Whis. Goku was already a whole unit before, but he's a unit now. So Frieza sadly does not have much of a chance against Goku. Goku would fight him for a little while and get his fun out of it, and then he would actually give it to Vegeta. Now Vegeta would tell him, saying, look, it's my turn, let me have at him. Vegeta would showcase his Super Saiyan Blue form, and it would actually be a way better battle between the two, with Vegeta actually being about equal to Golden Frieza. But even if Golden Frieza started winning, Frieza forgot one thing. The fact that Vegeta is still holding back a little bit. Now, Frieza does have a tendency of being very, very goofy with how he operates. So, Vegeta here would just charge up a Final Flash. If you guys remember, his Final Flash boosts his energy exponentially, and it would hit Frieza full force. Now, Frieza was actually pretty badly damaged from that attack, and Vegeta would smirk and his guard would be dropped. And that's when one of Frieza's men would shoot a ray gun right through Vegeta's chest to make him fall over. Now, Frieza would then torture him for a little bit, but then Goku would get in the middle of the fight, and he would say, alright Frieza, you can do that against Vegeta, but try doing that against me. Now, Frieza at this point had no energy, and Goku would give him a very similar beatdown to how Vegeta did against Frieza in the original movie. And Frieza would get absolutely dominated, because Goku was not holding back. Now, Goku would then charge up a full power Kamehameha times 10, and hit Frieza full force, absolutely obliterating Frieza, and before he could blow up the planet. Vegeta was given a Sensu Bean, and Goku does commend him that you did a really good job, Vegeta. Your power, I've never seen your power like that before. Now, Vegeta would just scoff and walk away. The Z-Fighters were happy that it was all over with, and all the men were gone. They would clean up the mess. Beerus, the entire time, was eating his parfait, eating ice cream with strawberries, not caring. They would all meet Jacko, and Jacko was amazed to see how powerful all these beings are. He was beyond amazed. Now, the one that he was actually the most respecting about is actually Raditz. Now, Jacko would actually go up to Raditz and state, well, I'm a part of the Galactic Patrol, and we take down major threats in the universe, and I think that you would be an amazing soldier to have on there if you're ever down to do it. Now, Launch would be, the bad Launch. She would actually want Raditz to do it because it sounds badass, but also because it earns very good money. And who doesn't what woman does not like money? Especially with Chi-Chi and all them. So Raditz would say, very well, it'll also give me a good chance to meet new people and fight other beings in the universe. So, if you guys want to see now, Raditz is now a part of the Galactic Patrol. He's going to be a beast in there. He's probably one of the most powerful beings in there, especially with Super Saiyan 4. So Raditz would then fly off with Jacko to go do his own mission. Goku was happy for him, and he knows that the Earth is safe, especially with Gohan and the others around. Now, once when that ends, Beerus was very impressed. He just wished that Frieza was more of a challenge, honestly, because Goku kind of beat him pretty easily. Goku would sigh about it and say, yeah, but you know what, maybe one day I will actually fight somebody, maybe that's really strong, other than you, Beerus. And Whis would then laugh as usual, and they would obviously take their Earth food, and they would take Goku and Vegeta back to their planet to go do more training, as Vegeta really wants to. He wants to get more stronger, and he wants more training. Now, after all this is passed, once when the Frieza arc is done, Goku and Vegeta would be doing the same exact training as before under the weights, training together. Now, Vegeta is not necessarily catching up to Goku, but he's able to be a lot more powerful than his original self. Now, Champa would still show up, and you all know what's about to happen. Universe 7 versus Universe 6. The tournament still happens. All the people are the same: Makaba, Magetta, Botamo, Hit, and all those other guys, and, Frost. Now, Beerus would then smirk as he knows that they'll easily be able to win here. Now, most of the events happen the same. The team-up will realistically probably just be Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, even though true that Gohan does have Videl there, but Videl would actually want him to go, and that she'll just be on the sidelines with him. And they would bring Nappa, and that's all they really need, realistically. They don't really need nothing else. So, most of the fight would happen the same, with Vegeta pretty much dominating the entire fight, all up until Hit. Now, it's true that Vegeta is actually way more powerful than the original. Hit can still use his time skip ability, and no one has ever seen it before, and he would be able to overpower Vegeta. Now, by the time that Vegeta does figure it out, his vital points have all been hit too much, so there's not much that he can do, and he would actually be defeated. Now, the next guy who would actually jump out is actually Gohan. Now, Gohan here has stated that he's been training even harder than before to try to keep up with his father, so he does showcase his mystic form. Not to mention, Hit is actually tired from fighting Vegeta. Now, Gohan here would actually get the win, as he saw how Hit fought. It would be a very grueling battle. It would not be easy. And both contestants would be knocked out, so technically it would be a tie, but technically Beerus won because he still has more men, and Beerus would not have the secret guy or nothing crazy like that, so pretty much they would be declared the winner. Beerus would wish for Champa's planet to be brought back, and all that would still happen the exact same. Now, would there still be the Goku Black arc? I would say no, just because, yes, it is true about the Zamasu thing, but that all started because of Zamasu. It's because Zamasu saw how evil mortals were and stuff like that, but Goku wouldn't necessarily go see Zamasu, because I'm just going to change in this what if that Goku doesn't go, because he's not necessarily with them. So that whole timeline doesn't happen. And there's not necessarily anything crazy. And even if there was, the Earth wasn't destroyed because there's no androids. And yeah, so the entire timeline is different. So it's impossible for Goku Black to really appear. And even if we did, we all know that Goku and Vegeta would win. They could just do fusion and stuff like that. Because remember, Goku knows about the fusion dance. So that would all happen the exact same. Same with Vegeta as well. And that is it for this What If, you guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this 30-minute video. You guys earned it. You guys hit well over 300 likes, nearly 400. So this is what you guys get. I keep up to my word. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And let's get to 10,000 subscribers. And I will talk to you all later.